MotorWeek is made possible by TireRack.com, WeatherTech, Hum by Verizon, RockAuto.com, and State Farm.
When selling cars, you have to know your customers, whether they want large or small, plain or luxurious, and most importantly, how much money they have. These days, most sport utility vehicles are purchased by families who demand the safety of their go-anywhere capabilities and who can afford their rising prices. But what if your customers are younger and not so well-heeled? Well, then you produce an affordable 4x4. And if you're Suzuki, who started the whole trend in mini sport utes in the first place, you get even more creative. And there's no doubt that the Suzuki X-90 is quite a creation. A two-door, two-passenger T-top 4x4. A two-wheel drive version is also available. Suzuki calls the X-90 a sporty utility vehicle and says they've designed it with the expressive American youth market in mind. Based on the two-door Sidekick, the X-90 rides on the same short 86.6-inch wheelbase with overall length a tad over 12 feet. There's a generous 6.5 inches of ground clearance for those off-road excursions that might require it. Indeed, we found the X-90 Mini Ute's coil spring suspension very capable on trail, both at our home turf and in the northern Cascade foothills in Washington state. The X-90 has a non-shift-on-the-fly, part-time four-wheel drive system that does include automatic locking hubs and a two-speed transfer case. Engagement is easy with this console-mounted shifter, and a light signals when four-wheel drive is engaged. The X-90's engine is also shared with the Sidekick, an aluminum block single overhead cam 16-valve 1.6-liter 4. It pumps out 95 horsepower and 98 pound-feet of torque. Surprisingly, we found it very peppy and responsive in everyday driving. And at the track, where it powered our 2,500-pound X-90 from 0 to 60 in a laudable 10.4 seconds. The quarter mile was accomplished in 17.7 seconds, ending at 76 miles per hour. Power delivery is through a somewhat bulky, long-throw 5-speed manual shifter. A 4-speed automatic is optional only on four-wheel drive X-90s. In our slalom exercise, the X-90 handled far better than we expected from a tall vehicle with such a short wheelbase. Maybe it's not quite a sports car, but for a 4x4 sport ute, we were impressed. With the brakes, too. The standard four-wheel anti-lock system halted the X-90 from 60 in a good straight average distance of 122 feet, albeit with a fair amount of nosedive. The X-90's cabin is surprisingly roomy, except in shoulder room. But there's barely enough space behind the seats for a briefcase. Dual airbags are standard, notable in any sport utility. Besides offering welcomed visual relief, the cloth-covered bucket seats provided good support, especially in the side bolstering. The seating position is high, too, giving excellent visibility. Seat adjustments are basic, and there's no tilt wheel option, but height-adjustable seat belts, power windows, and power door locks are among the many standard features. So is this Alpine stereo cassette unit. It sounds great, but the buttons are minuscule. On the other hand, the full-size vent controls are snap to use. And the T-tops are just as easy to remove. They have their own storage bag that secures to the spare tire in the trunk, which has a sports car size 8.4 cubic feet of cargo space, just barely enough to squeeze in MotorWeek's complement of luggage. The Mini Ute Suzuki X-90 is also kind to your budget. In two-wheel drive, prices start at $13,889. The four-wheel drive at $15,389, which was also our test vehicle sticker. At that price, the X-90 should appeal to younger buyers who want a small, fun 90s kind of sporty car, or to anyone wanting an affordable second car with the added bonus of four-wheel drive. Suzuki hopes to attract them all with the excitement of the extremely creative X-90.